think I'm live. Hello, good afternoon. So today, we're working on this Macintosh, and I'm sure you saw the picture on my channel. If you're on my channel, you would see that. You saw that this computer started smoking when we plugged it in. So hopefully I'll show you exactly what went wrong and exactly what we're going to do. Hey, Wella. So first thing I'm going to do is clean this case. As you can tell, it's quite nasty. There's a 40-year-old battery in here that corroded everywhere. So give me one moment. Okay, there we go. Isopropyl alcohol, baby. My favorite cleaning product in the world. So how's it going? Let's get to work. Let's start working on the case first, because I feel more comfortable with that. You can't see me if there's a big computer case in the way. I'm doing all right, you know. Just enjoying the end of my day by doing my favorite thing, cleaning. Got this computer from a friend of mine, and I do have to say thank you to my friend Oat Remington for helping me clean this computer and get it fixed up. Well, helping me fix it up, and yeah, I'm doing quite well. How are you doing? We had another viewer in the chat for a second. Sadly, we lost them. That's too bad. So hopefully this is going to look good when we just clean it up. See that stain? I think someone poured a cup of coffee on the computer before, so we're going to try to clean that off the case here. I don't know if that's a coffee stain or what. But hi. Wow, a lot of people are joining. So this is my Macintosh 512K, and we're currently cleaning it up because I'm getting ready to have it repaired and working in about a week or so. Wow, I've never had this many people on a stream before. This is ridiculous. Last time I went live, I think I didn't get more than 2 viewers the entire time. It's incredible. I don't think that stain's coming out. I'm trying pretty hard. I wonder if anything else can get that out. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's having a great day, and hope everyone is enjoying, if everyone's enjoying their Wednesday. Oh my God. I almost thought today was Thursday, like the 5th time today. Yeah, I know, I'm trying. I wonder if, maybe if I get some nail polish remover, that might help, but I'll have to see. I'll try some other things. Hi, can you ban everyone? No. Everyone should be on my chat. Yeah, look at that. There's a lot of dirt where the other side of the case meets the front of the computer. So this model of the Apple Macintosh was released originally in 1984. And the reason why it's called the Macintosh 512K is because it only has 512 kilobytes of RAM. Now, in the modern RAM shortage, I'm sure I'm sure it's probably still expensive. Probably still like $100, I'm sure. But sadly, this computer does need a little bit of work. Does need to be cleaned. Needs a little more. Needs a lot of love. The original owner pretty much put it in storage for 40 years. Can I see it? Sadly, there's nothing in here. Half the computer isn't with me. Half of it's in a workshop right now. But as of right now, I have this, and I have a power board that needs cleaning. I can show you which capacitor actually blew up. I'll post a picture of it later. But this is the power board, and let me see here. The capacitor that blew up was right here on the bottom. There's a little space there where a capacitor should be right here. And in case you're wondering, although these do carry a lot of voltage, there's not currently, because the power supply blew up, it never ended up getting a charge. So it should not be dangerous. Should not. It's the first time I ever had to disconnect one of those old monitors. And even though the monitor is only about yay big, one charge can create up to 12,000 volts. So if you're not careful, you can get seriously hurt. So I do not recommend doing it. But that's the people who were were showing the videos I was looking for on how to do it. We're also saying, please don't do it. So I guess people aren't really going to listen to me anyway. So yeah, I mean, sadly, I can't make it work right now because I'm still waiting for a part to come in the mail. Also, look at how nasty this thing is. We've got quite a lot of dirt. I think it's just been kept in a closet since the 90s. And I thought this was really interesting and too cool not to share. So I cleaned the keyboard yesterday, and I didn't live stream that. I should have. But I did not. Thank you everyone for joining. 7 people. I know 7 people doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, it's better than 0, and I'm glad excuse me. I'm glad that some people actually do like to stay around to watch me do these things. You know, cuz it's one of those things that you think only you will enjoy, that other people don't find interesting. And but I'm happy that other people find it interesting. Wow, although I definitely got some dirt off. Dirt's definitely coming off. Hopefully, when I get this up and going, I'll make another live stream of me trying to use this Macintosh 512. But yeah, I've actually never owned a vintage computer before. I did. My friend had a Mac SE. My friend Oat Remington on YouTube. So if you'd like to follow him, you can. But sadly, his floppy drive was broken. Computer wouldn't install the OS. So hopefully this one starts working. I'm gonna have to order another boot disk, I guess. But hopefully this one starts working, and then we'll have at least one computer. Let me read the comment here. Discoloration. Yeah, I mean, I noticed. Yeah, I mean, the discoloration is quite a lot. I know you can dip the plastic in bleach, I think, right? You can leave it in like a bucket of bleach for a few days, I've heard. That can get rid of the fade, but I know that's just a way to get rid of it. That's not what I'm going to do. Not only because I don't really want to do it wrong, but also just because in general, I just don't like, the fade kind of shows its age. I don't believe in like fully restoring things. Like I see for some people why that's interesting, but for me personally, it makes just more sense just to leave it like this. Because it doesn't really feel like you're using an old computer if it looks brand new. Ammonia bath with a UV light. I do have some ammonia somewhere, I'm sure. I do not have a UV light though. But do you know how long I should leave it under a UV light for? Because I don't want to do it wrong. Can weaken the plastic and make it brittle. Let's do it to PS1 Dreamcast cases. Yeah, that's what I'm always scared of. I'm always scared that, you know, you're going to make the plastic worse. But the good thing is that if something happens to this computer, I don't have a lot to lose. I actually got this computer for free from a friend of mine. Look at all the grime coming off that. This computer definitely had a cup of coffee poured on it at one point because the power board's rusty. Every part of it seems to be a little bit rusty, but it's all right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably not going to try to change the fade at all. You like old video games? I mean, I have a PS1 and I had a Dreamcast at one point. I got so bored of my Dreamcast, though, that I actually ended up selling it and calling it a day. Too bad the price of Sonic Adventure went up 4 times after I sold it. Currently cleaning the upper handle just right here. The inside of this also needs a lot of work. There's a bad battery in here that caused a lot of corrosion. But yeah, hopefully, like for me, when I'm repairing these things, I find there's a difference between fully restoring it and just making sure it's clean. Like also with that cup of coffee, like the keyboard was sticky. The rubber feet on the bottom of the computer were sticking to the table. It's not a fun time when you're just trying to move this from place to place and it's sticking to every surface you use. Oh my god. So this is actually, I've actually never seen this before. There was like one end of Velcro here that was like aggressively glued on. And I thought since it was there for 40 years, the glue would have evaporated and it would have been fine. The glue did not evaporate. I had to get under the Velcro with a screwdriver to make it come off. And it's leaving this nasty residue that doesn't come off. I hope Goo Gone can fix that. Because Goo Gone, I've heard, can do wonders. But you never know with these things. And we're back down to 1. Well, that's alright. That's alright. We'll settle with 1 person. But oh my god, we had 34 people at one point. I almost lost my mind. Two more people joined. Hello. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I know you're still here. I know you wouldn't leave. Well, probably not. You never know. You never know. People are busy. You know, if you're busy doing something else. And that's alright. I think this like sticky residue or whatever, it's starting to come off a little bit. It's starting to flake off in chunks. So yeah, I don't know how good we're going to be able to get this computer to look. It's still going to need more cleaning even if we get it working. And oh my god, stuff is not coming off. So hopefully when I get it working, I might make another live stream. The screen needs some cleaning. I want to clean the other board, but my friend Remington, who's helping me take this thing apart, made the clever point of that it's quite hard to remove. Oh my god. The sticky residue that's on the top of this computer is coming off. It's flaking off, however, in like little chunks of glue and stuff. We still have 3 people. Thank you for staying around. I'm not going to be able to get that glue to come out, am I? So yeah, hopefully we're able to get off all this glue. Maybe not all of it, but as much as possible. You know, get under there with a fingernail. We're up to 6 people now. Man, this is crazy. I never thought I was going to ever be able to get more than like 1 or 2 people on a live stream, and we're consistently having over 4, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you to all the people who are joining, for all the people who are leaving. That's all right. I just hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Here we go. Almost all the residue on this side's off. It's not sticky anymore. Yeah, look at that. When we put this back together, the top of the computer is no longer going to be sticking to anything. Although it was crazy how strong the glue was. I thought they were trying to Velcro this computer to the ceiling. It was so strong. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else ever used an old vintage Macintosh. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. Hopefully I can get the rest of this off. Here we go. I'm not starting on the top side yet. I just want to get all the junk off the bottom. Whew. Now this is what I call an arm workout. This case is heavy, by the way. This is just the case, and it weighs about like 3 or 4 pounds. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're trying to clean it, it's quite heavy. My paper towel is now completely disgusting. That's why I have another one. Here, keep going. And I know you're supposed to use 99% isopropyl alcohol, but all I have right now is 70. It's just going to have to do until I get some 70%. Oh boy, I poured a little too much, now it's getting on my table. Oh well. That's also why I like cleaning with alcohol. It eventually evaporates. Oh, come on. We almost got it off. There we go. I think it is all off now. Ooh. I definitely poured a little too much. Definitely smells a little bit. Whew, excuse me a second. I need to open a window. Oof, I made the room smell like alcohol now. Okay, now that I opened a window, we should be moving and grooving a little bit better. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is incredible. There's definitely still some glue chunks that I'm going to have to get out with some compressed air, hopefully. But would you look at that? So this was what it was like before. And now it's all gone. It's not sticky anymore. It's all gone, all removed, just with 70% isopropyl alcohol. Man, that is incredible. I'm just trying to get the rest of the glue chunks off. So yeah, that's what the inside of it looks like. If any of you have ever seen this without a computer inside. So I'm curious though what kind of games I can play on this thing. It's so old, I don't think it will really play much. I mean, I'm sure it might play, was Minesweeper even a game when this computer came out? Now, this computer was made from 1984 to 1998, I believe. This computer was also one of the first to use dial-up internet, which sadly is now gone. Although I'm surprised it took them 20 years to do it. It took them way too long to get rid of dial-up internet. I wish I could have used it on here, but I also kind of wish it doesn't, because from what I've heard, people just say it's super slow. Whew. Getting an arm workout here. I'm gonna keep working to get all this until every single chunk of glue comes off this thing. We're not gonna be done. Thank you to the 4 viewers who are just sticking around with me, just having some fun. Oh, we have 5 people now. I hope everyone is enjoying their day and just, having a wonderful time, just sitting down with me while I'm just cleaning a computer. I don't know if anyone collects this stuff or just, that's the thing that I like about doing this. You teach people who wouldn't otherwise be interested. It's not about getting other people interested in the hobby, but it's just about other people, realizing that, I find these things interesting, and I wish more people realize where their modern computers came from, Modern computers wouldn't be available if it weren't for these things. Down to 2 people now, but that's okay. 2 people is always greater than 1, and 1 is always greater than 0. So it's one way to think about it. Do you see? I don't see any more glue on here. I think it's all cleaned off now. I just feel it real quick. Now there's one more chunk of glue. Let me try to get that off. No, thank you. Well, there we go. The whole outside's almost clean. The inside is going to be a whole different battle. I don't know if you can see. Oh, it's not on that side. It's on the other side. There is some rust in here. Someone definitely, based off what I see in here, someone definitely spilled a cup of coffee on here at one point. Just some, and a couple other things. That stuff in the vent is just straight up rust. I don't have anything else to put it with, to compare it to. So it's coming off. That's the rust coming off. Man, I cannot get that coffee stain to come out. Well, I guess we're just going to clean the rest of it. Because for me, it doesn't have to look perfect. It just has to look, for me, it just has to look clean. Look cleaner. Still a little bit of glue on the top of the piece. We're down to 1 person again. Well, we all know who that 1 person is. Oh, we're up to 5 people now. Hello. This is crazy. I keep seeing new people. And I'm used to just seeing 1 person. So, now we gotta try to clean the inside of this thing, which definitely has some rust and some other things going on. Ooh, this is going to be a lot of fun and also a lot of work. Let's get started. Oh. Whoops, I got a piece of glue on the side of the computer But let's just see here. Hello. 3 more people. Oh, we're getting more people. Yeah, look at this. This thing is a lot cleaner than when I first started. It feels cleaner. Sadly, I cannot get this coffee stain out of this computer no matter how hard I try. I'm going to have to try some other substances to get it off. So, man, where do you start with something like this? There's definitely rust on the bottom, but let's just start by cleaning off the bottom bay here. Yeah, this is where it's really dirty. It's really dirty inside and on the bottom because the vents let in a lot of dust, even though there isn't a fan in here. We've been live for about 25 minutes now, and we're doing a lot better than I thought we would. Last time I did a live, it was just an hour of me pretty much just talking to myself. Whoa. Accidentally used way too much isopropyl alcohol again. It's alright, it'll evaporate. It's now more of like a wet rag than a paper towel. Look at that. The inside is changing colors. It's so dirty. Yep. Paper towel's turning black. That's how you know you're doing a good job. So yeah, I don't know why. There's something about like cleaning these old computers and getting them running again. It's just so satisfying to know you put so much work into something just to see it run again, you know? I always like to say if this hadn't seen me first, it would have ended up probably in the dumpster. Let's try to clean this. God, now this whole computer just smells like isopropyl alcohol. God, people are jumping in and out. We're getting new people left and right. You know, getting new people in the live stream is the greatest feeling ever. You know, just knowing that people want to watch you and you know, are either share the same interests or is curious about an interest that you have is one of the greatest feelings I've ever had in my entire life. Look at the rust. Got rust and rust and rust. Back down to 2 people, although thank you for these 2 people for just sticking with me. So yeah, hopefully, so I ordered a new capacitor for this old computer. Should be coming by either late this week or early next week. Sadly, me putting the computer back together will not be live. Sadly, but if it does work again, I will buy all the parts but I will send updates through picture posts and all that good stuff. There's definitely a few spots I can't get that I'm going to try to get with the Q-tip. Alright, I'm going to be right back just for 1 second. I'm going to get some compressed air just to help us out here. Okay, some more paper towels and a bottle of compressed air later. Okay, people did not leave me. That's good. So, definitely got some paper towel stuff in there, so ooh, dusty. I don't really see many, there's not a lot of spots that I missed, hopefully. There's a couple spots that I definitely see. Where did my Q-tips go? Oh, there. Obviously, can't clean a computer without a full box of Q-tips. Of course, it's just standard. I should probably put some isopropyl alcohol into a dish before I do this, but whatever. So I'm just going to take a look in here really quickly and just use a Q-tip to get the edges off. Just get the edges of dirt and grime. There's definitely some rust. I wonder if anyone has any ideas on how to get rust off of a computer. Or it's not even a computer, it's a computer case. Which is nice for me. That means that I don't have to worry about electrocuting myself, but I will soon because we're going to work on the power board in a second. And I think after the power board we'll probably be done. Because sadly, I only have one computer to clean. It's not every day that a friend gives you a computer to fix and clean. But obviously when someone said, "Oh, do you want this computer that, we're giving away?" I obviously said yes. So, we're on the case and, you gotta treat it like it's a relic from the past, because pretty much is. Look at that. That's quite a lot of dirt. Now we're getting out of here. Up and out. Alright, let's take a break from the case. I'm going to put that down. Now let's take a look at the power board. I think you'll find this really interesting. Now I'm going to try to explain some of the parts as we go, but I don't really have that good of a knowledge. But this is the power board. This is an original from 1983. Well, I don't know when it's from, but it's probably built around that time period. Now, keep in mind, do not do what I'm doing. This is what's called an anode cup. And when you're removing this from the computer, you have to make sure you do it really carefully, because the old monitors can, even ones that are, I think, like 6 inches is the size of this one. And it can create as much as 20,000 volts. Please be careful. I don't want anyone dying. So there's definitely a lot of surface dust. So I'm going to use some air. I actually do not a lot of surface dust is coming off, which actually makes me slightly worried that maybe there's some dust just in here. Ooh, cold. Well, let's get to work. So, this power board has a lot of rust on it. This was definitely exposed to moisture. My guess is a cup of coffee, because not only did the case have coffee stains, as you saw, but the keyboard also had stains that seemed quite like coffee. So I'm actually gonna have the part of the board that I face closer to you guys so you can watch me do it. Starting with the speaker. Oh no, that's not good. No, that is not good. Whoops, I made the ink come off the speaker. Definitely not what you want. The speaker, you can definitely see, has a little bit of rust. Nothing to worry about. It's not like, it's not going to blow up your PC or whatever. But it is good to keep in mind because, knowing that this computer got wet will definitely help us in troubleshooting future problems. We currently have 6 people. Hello. Thank you for joining. We're down to 1. Dang. The moment I say something, they all disappear. All the people are gone again. I should probably lift the camera up a little bit, but yeah, one person. I know who it is, but hello. We got another person joining again. We're looking at an old Apple computer. This is a Macintosh power supply. It says it's from 1983, but knowing the nature of when this computer came out, all those fun things probably came out a little bit later. Here is our volume adjustment knob. because this is also the part that people are likely going to be touching, I'm actually going to clean this part pretty much separately here. So this isn't really a switch. It's more like a monitor. It's called not a monitor. What's the word I'm looking for? Well, I don't know. It's kind of like an adjustment knob. Adjustment knob, yeah, there we go. That's called a potentiometer. And this also helps so that this is for the speaker. So actually you can just tune the speaker just like this. So obviously I'm just going to clean the switch, even though it doesn't have any problems. Moves fine. But it is good just to keep it nice and clean. Just so that it should not, just so that hopefully it does not bring future problems. We currently have 3 people. Hello. Thank you for joining me today. Yes! Looks like this rust is probably just going to come off with a Q-tip. Yes! That's really good. That means that this board is likely savable because the rust hasn't gone deep enough. It hasn't eaten through the traces So traces, for context, for people who don't know, traces are all these lines that connect all the different parts together. If the rust eats through those lines, you likely will have to redo all the connections with wires. So just keep that in mind. It's very good to know. All right, there's some alcohol. We're down to 1 person. Hello, 1 person. How's it going? Sticking with me till the end, working on a potentially hazardous old computer board. Look at all the rust. I lost the volume knob. There we go. It's running again. Hope there's not any on the side there. We have 4 people in the chat. Hello. How's it going? Hopefully your day has just been great. I'm happy that YouTube recommended you to me. You know, even if you just stay in for a few seconds, I'm happy that you're just able to say hi and you know, I just say hello and I say thank you. Even if you just joined for a few seconds, thank you for stopping by. We were working on a Macintosh 512K power board from the mid-80s. I'm going to say mid-80s because I don't have an exact year. I'm sure there's a code on here that, you know, will help explain when it was made, but I never know. I always get I'm nervous because this is the part that supplies power to the old monitor, and it's definitely... Actually, that's not rust, surprisingly. It says it's probably rust, but actually AI said that it surprisingly is not rust. It's actually the old glue that was used to hold this board in and keep people from, you know, just taking it out. But hey, looks like the glue only worked so well now, did it? I hope you guys are enjoying. If this is boring, please let me know. And if there's any ways I can make it better, please let me know. Because, you know, we're all just trying to improve. And if you guys can tell me a way that I can improve, it'll make me, you know, I'll definitely keep it in mind. Hello, we are up to 4 people now. There's still definitely a lot of rust. This is going to take a lot of Q-tips to get out. I hope you're liking the content that you see. Sadly, I do not go live very often, but maybe I should go live more. I don't know. You know, if you ever just wanna, if we ever just, you know, if you ever just want to, you know, just play an old game with me. You know, sadly, I don't really have any old games I can play online, really, because obviously, you know, old games, but I don't know, maybe I'll play, like, I don't know, maybe I'll play some old games online and maybe see if viewers would want to, you know, try to see if they can beat me. I'm just trying to move some. The board is a lot cleaner than when we first started. Yeah, I'm very happy. This board's cleaning up quite nicely. I was scared that that this rust was just gonna be stuck on, and then if the rust, or the old glue, you could say, if that was just stuck on, we were gonna have quite the issue. Man, it's a workout. All right, we're down to one person. Hello, how's it going? Hello, we're up to 5 people now. Wow. I mean, really, wow, we have 5 people on one stream. That's incredible. When I first started this stream, 34 people joined right away. I was so amazed by that. I literally didn't know what to say. I literally stopped talking, but because, you know, for a lot of big time streamers, you know, losing 34 people seems like nothing, but for me, getting 34 people is incredible. You know, it just tells me that people enjoy the content and all that. And just knowing that you enjoy the content just enough to be with me for just 1 minute reminds me that, you know, just having a pain of just setting up the live stream, setting up a time, and, you know, getting all my equipment and stuff, and, like, doing it in front of a camera is worth my time. You know, it's an incredible feeling to have. Now I hope, we're down to one person, but I hope you look at the other channel content. If you enjoy old films, old computers, just anything old in general, you know, just pop by. I'm always posting something here and there. I never promise that I'm going to post on a regular basis, but I try to post like 3 times a month, something like that. Although I did buy a new 16mm film recently, so I will record it tomorrow, either tomorrow or over the weekend, and then I'll post it when I can. We're down to one person again. Isn't it crazy, though, that we keep getting 5 people just popping in and out? It's incredible, man. You know, I thought YouTube was going to screw me again. Hello, we got 2 more people joining me today. We're about 45 minutes into the stream. It's just me cleaning some stuff up. Trying to get some old glue off this board. I'm trying to clean as little that's in the center as possible because of obvious safety reasons. We have 3 people in. Hello. Hope your day is just going quite swell. We're just cleaning up an old computer board from 1984, and You know, just talking, having fun while doing it. All this rust is getting ready to come off. So hopefully, within about a week or so, well, it's going to take about 2 weeks because sadly the computer I got didn't come with a mouse, didn't come with a boot disk, and without either of those, you're not going to, nothing's going to happen. So hopefully, give me some alcohol, but hopefully in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks or so, I should have a live stream just here, just me and the computer, and it'll be put back together. The new capacitor will be in, it'll be working, everything will be amazing. It would be incredible to see. But that's the best part of the job, when you're just repairing something and you're working really stinking hard on it. And then you just sit down with the computer and it just turns on and it works. I'm not kidding you, it's a great feeling when you're just working on something and it just works. Just works. Oh, motorcycle drove by. We currently have 3 people. Thank you for stopping by. You don't have to like, you don't have to comment, although I do enjoy the comments. I do enjoy reading what you guys have to say. Here we go. Whew, my wrist is getting tired. But sorry you guys can't see my face. I'm just, I want to make sure you guys can see the board. While I'm just working on it, I'm just working on some rust here. Just being a little bit stubborn with a little bit of pressure, it does seem to come off. Hello, we have 4 people now. This is just incredible. This is the, I dreamed of having, just more than one person show up. But even then, just one person's enough. I'd be upset if I had 0 viewers, but I'm not upset with having just one. Just gotta be grateful. Look at that. Dude, this whole side was covered in old glue and rust when I first started cleaning this. It's almost all gone. It is almost completely gone. We have 4 people. Hello. Hope you're just having a fantastic day. All the rust is almost gone. Just a little more. Just a little more elbow grease and yeah, wow. I mean, it's not, it's obviously not an amazing job, but look, all the rust that was here before, this was all coated in rust and old glue, and it's all gone. It's all gone. I mean, that's just incredible. It's incredible and very lucky. Very lucky that it wasn't more that required more work, because right now isopropyl alcohol is all I have on hand. Let's see. Can we clean the side of this board a little bit? I'm going to see if the side of the board can be cleaned here. Now, I know this is probably a far-fetched question, but did anyone ever own an old Macintosh or cleaned an old computer or did any of that? This is a Macintosh 512K. Man, this is destroying my Q-tip faster than the Q-tip can destroy the rust. 6 people, hello. it's got hot in here. Now we're down to 3 people. Well, hello, hello. I just want to say thank you for stopping by. It's just good to be with you amazing people. Just to think that you'd stop by. A lot of people don't realize how they can make one person's day just by spending a minute with them. Even if it's as simple as just watching them clean a computer, for all I know. We're down to 2 people, but hey, 2 people's better than 0. So I'm happy that you wanted to stick around. Hope your day's been well. Happy that you're enjoying the content to stick around. I'm happy that you're following me on my journey of, just trying to fix things one thing at a time. Because I cannot wait for when this thing is fully cleaned, fully works, and I can finally make a spreadsheet. Let's get back to work. It's gonna take probably like 20 minutes, but we're gonna get all this rust off eventually. All right, we got 3 people. Hello. Don't want too much alcohol. Hopefully your day is going quite wonderfully. There they go. But it's okay. It's all right, because there's still 2 people who are lovely people who just want to stay with me and talk with me, which is quite nice, and I thank you for staying. I'm not going to clean off all the rust just because, at some point you can only do such a good job. Hello, we have 5 people in now. And if you have any questions about this old computer, please let me know because, I love answering people's questions. I love seeing how curious people are about these things. All right, let's start cleaning some other stuff because this rust is going to take forever. We're down to 1 person yet again. Just me and you. But hey, 1 person's better than 0. 100 out of 100. If you put in a calculator, 1's greater than 0. Hey, that was crazy, just having like 6 people at once just stick around. Ah, we got 5 people. Hello. Hope your day is going quite swell. It's just good to see all these wonderful people, even though you can't see them on the other side. It's just good to see that, that they want to drop in, that they're interested. Now, I'm sure some of you have dealt with this, but this computer actually has you input a battery for clock capacitor, and the battery was still in there after 40 years. So, hopefully, you guys can tell me a good way to get off battery corrosion, but it's kind of already gotten the stem. Hold on, let me read the comment. Well, I'm happy that you're sticking around. Yeah, I think it's you. I don't know, I can't really tell. A little too busy. Have I ever tried Deoxit? No, I have not tried Deoxit. I should, though. I should try some Deoxit. It's not a bad idea. I've heard it's supposed to be good, but I have never tried Deoxit. No, I should, though. I've seen people use it, and I've heard it just works. I've heard it just works absolute wonders. I got a little bit of rust in that battery compartment. Just a little bit of old battery juices. Let's try to see if we can get some of those out. You should have seen the battery that was that was in here. It was a Duracell, and it was from the 80s. It was quite impressive that it was still there. Electric guitars swear by it. Well, that's good. That's good. Do you collect electric guitars? I've actually never played. Well, I've played a guitar, but I've never been good at it. I've tried learning instruments. I find it pretty difficult. Yeah, I find alcohol is sufficient. The way I do it is I use alcohol first. Use alcohol first, and then if that doesn't work, try something stronger. I need constant fixing. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely know what that's like. Not with these computers, because I don't own many, but I definitely work with like camcorders and that kind of thing. Oh my God, do they break down constantly. They break down just absolutely constantly. And it's ridiculous. I have to clean the heads over and over and over, blow into it, use alcohol, clean it with this, clean it with that. The heads always find a way to get gunked up again. WD-40. It's good for rust, I know. I actually used it to get rid of rust. I tried to do it on one of my old film cans. Didn't really work, but what I found is that white vinegar. White vinegar actually does the trick quite well. It does actually a really stinking good job. And I actually find that pretty surprising. White vinegar is really good at getting off rust, but you have to do it really carefully, because if you do it for too long, you can damage the plastic or the metal or whatever. You can weaken the metal, I think. But the way I do it is, or at least the way I did it with the film can was, you soak a paper towel in it, and then you put it on top, and then you let it sit for about 15 minutes or so, and then it gets the rust off. It gets like the surface rust off, but I find that, when I use it for like deeper rust, it usually, can't always grab it. Yeah, vinegar is very good, but it has to be white. It has to be white vinegar. Can't be like, actually could be apple cider. I don't know, I wouldn't try apple cider vinegar. I just realized that really did not sound good in my head. Yeah, no. What keeps going wrong with the electric guitars, though? I mean, I'm not used to electric guitars, so I'm not used to like what kind of problems they may have. The battery corrosion is still pretty severe, but I do think maybe with some baking soda and lemon juice, we can probably or we can try to get more off. Start working on the bottom. Here's the bottom. You can see where the old glue and the rust has just stuck around, especially under these sponges. I think these sponges are to protect connections. Hold on, we're getting a comment. Let me just put this down for a second. Yeah, cracking in the signal. Yeah, that sounds that sounds like a problem that you may have. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Some of these solder joints are definitely weak. Definitely gonna have to. Some of them are definitely gonna have to be redone. I'm just very worried that when I put in the new capacitor and when I plug it back in, I'm scared that the capacitor is gonna blow up again. Because the capacitor already blew up once, and now this board smells like blown up capacitor, which, trust me, you do not want to know what that smells like. But I'm just gonna try to clean up some of these solder joints that look concerning to me. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've never worked with a guitar before. But yet again, never worked with a computer until today. That's what I always love about, like, getting stuff from just, like, people. Like, it can be a random thing. Like, one day it's a camcorder, one day it was a computer, and then one day it was a whole film projector. And that's actually how I started my love for projectors. I got a film projector for free. I actually did not restore it myself. I actually paid someone else to do it. And now I collect old films, I collect old computers, and everything in between. I've always had a dream to repair things for a living. Except sadly, I don't know if that's the best living. Oh, so you're saying, like, when you use a guitar with, like, a synthesizer, like, is it problems, like, with the synthesizer, with, like, the signal between the guitar and the synthesizer, or does that have something to do with, like, with the synthesizer? Because that's the thing, there can be a lot of issues. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get all this rust off. There's a lot, and it's, like, caked on here. Nope, there's one person yet again, but hey, that's fine with me. Yeah, no, synthesizers, yeah, they can tend to have some issues. I mean, that's the thing. You always have, when I find that I'm repairing something, you have to, and there's like an issue, check every part, you know? It's like you're treating a patient at a doctor's office. You need to go from what's most likely and then just work your way down a list until eventually either figure out your problem or you just can't really do anything, which has happened before. It's a good person. I don't know what you mean by that, my friend, but... Look at that. The anode cup is just dirty, dirty, dirty. Thank God there was no charge in the anode cup when we removed it. Because, oh my God, 12,000 volts. I could not imagine what it's like playing with that many volts. You know, I feel uncomfortable cleaning something that uses, like, wall outlet stuff. Yeah, yeah, I mean, you are a good person for staying here. And I do thank you a lot, you know. You know, it's my favorite thing in the world is meeting new people. And, you know, doing this can open me up to meeting new people that, you know, you'd never get to meet otherwise. I don't know if YouTube Live is, you know, the best way. But, you know, it's a way. It's a way to do this. Oh my God. It's not even the anode cup that's dirty. The wire that connects to the anode cup is so dirty because it just hangs kind of in the middle of the computer. You know, where all the dust collects. Oh my God. Look at my hands. The alcohol is just transferring the dust to my hands. Hey, better my hands than on the computer, you know what I'm saying? Yoella is still here. That's good to hear. I'm happy that you're still here, that you're still sticking around with me. So yeah, is there anything you specifically like to play on your guitar? _ Orson? Did I say that right? Like, what do you like to play on your guitar, on your electric guitars? Thank you to the 5 people who are also currently with me here. I'm happy that you decided just to drop in just for a little bit even. You know, it's, you know, two amazing people who, you know, who help me, you know, bring my ideas and my hobbies to others. Classic rock and blues is what I can handle. Yeah, that's fair. It's pretty impressive that you can even do that, because I can't I can't really play an electric guitar at all, but hey, you never know. Maybe I might learn or something. Oh man, you're welcome. This is my favorite, you know, it's my favorite thing to do. I love just talking to people, meeting new people, and talking about hobbies. I actually I don't play electric guitar, but I sing. I'm actually a singer. I enjoy singing quite a lot. You know, but for me, you know, it's not really about singing. It's about doing music in general and meeting other people who are just into music in general, and that's like you know, it's just a great feeling just meeting someone else, you know, who cares just as much about something as you do, even if it's not the same thing. Hey, maybe it isn't as hard as I think. I don't know. Maybe I will try the electric guitar. We'll see. You know, we'll see. I don't have an electric guitar. I have two acoustic ones that, you know, I just have, you know, just like that old guitar you just have laying around. But, you know, you never know. Maybe I'll give it a chance. Maybe I'll try to play it. You didn't know I could sing, really? Well, I feel like anyone wouldn't really think it's that obvious. I was just trying to make a joke out of it. But yeah, no. You never know. Maybe on you, I'm never like confident enough to like post on YouTube like me singing, but you never know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll like record a solo or something and release it out there. See what people think. Yeah, I kind of like acoustic guitars better, just because I like older things in general. You know, and also I think, in my opinion, in terms of like money and like quality, like I'm not saying like acoustics are better in terms of quality. I think they're pretty much equal. But in terms of money, acoustic is a lot safer, and like for learning guitar, it's a lot safer, just in general. But even then, it's still no excuse for why, you know, I shouldn't try guitar. But I've been thinking about like, what if I tried multiple instruments, you know, because singing is an instrument. I'm not gonna say anything, but choir is definitely one of the hardest ones to manage, for sure, because, you know, one day you wake up and your voice is amazing, and the next day you wake up and it's terrible. You know, you're never gonna know what your voice is gonna be like on like a whatever day. But electric guitar is quite difficult, I know. Now I'm curious with electric guitars. I wonder if it's possible to like rig an electric guitar to also be used as an acoustic. Like, is that like, probably sounds ridiculous, but like, is that possible? Just like have like an electric guitar that like also has like the hole to like be acoustic, you know? Because why have one or the other when you can just have both? That's always it's always a thought. Do you have acoustic guitars as well? I mean, I don't know. I've never really. My God, I'm just overwhelmed with joy that people want to talk to me. You know, that's an incredible feeling. You know, just that people are willing to stick around and just talk with you. You know, Because the point of this live stream, isn't just, let's, watch me clean a computer. It's just like, let's just talk while I clean a computer. It's like just something to get a conversation started. Yeah, I wish there was like a guitar that could be like, it's just, they're called electroacoustic guitars. Really? I've never heard of one. That might be one to try. Have you tried one of them? Like I wonder, like, if it's one of those things where, like, they're kind of just, like, are they better as separate things? Or, like, does it work well as both? Or, like, is the quality slightly less when it's both? That's my main question. Excuse me. And also, Google it. Sadly, I don't. Actually, I have an iPad with me. I can see if I can Google it. Let's see what I can find really quick. So many different kinds. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like I'm sure there's like a million different types of electric guitars out there, and that kind of thing. So, you mentioned that you have a few guitars. I have a question for you. What do you think, like, how do you decide which guitar like you want? Like do you have like a certain brand that you like or something like that? Any signal coming out of it can be processed through electronic effects as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's what the credit of having both is. You can probably capture a sound with like an electric guitar with like a recorder or something like that. You can't do that with an acoustic, but having both, would get rid of the problem. I do have to say, though, this Apple board is starting to look good. Okay. Electric, acoustic guitars. It's a traditional acoustic guitar with a built-in electronics magnetic setup. Well, you don't say. You know that? I'm going to ask AI what it thinks. Is the quality of this worth not getting an electric or acoustic guitars? Oh, but I did not do that right. Hold on. Let's see what it says. Let me read your comment. Play acoustic for softness and practice, and if I want to rock out for sound. Yeah. That honestly sounds like a lot of fun. Just practicing on an acoustic, and then when you got it down, just rock out with an electric guitar. That sounds like a lot of fun. So Google says, an acoustic guitar is a highly practical choice if you want the probability of an acoustic with the flexibility to perform or record. I mean, I think that's kind of, what you're looking for. Yeah, it's a perfect middle ground. But you might prefer a dedicated guitar. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I feel like an acoustic electric is like a good starter. But I would say, like, in my opinion, like, just based off the way dual things are that I've, tried in the past, that's usually the good way to go. Because, like, it's a weird correlation. But like with film projectors, there are 8mm projectors that are called Super 8s, which means that they do like one type of 8 film and then the other type of 8 film. And, you know, I've figured out like through research that it was better to just get 2 separate projectors because the dual ones are so bad and broke down so much. I owned one at one point and it just kept breaking and breaking and breaking, and I didn't know why. And as I would later find, it's just old and junky. Down to one person, so maybe it's you, maybe it's somebody else. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to check it, but you know, for me it doesn't matter. For me it doesn't matter who sticks around the most. For me it just matters, you know, the people who came away from this live stream today just with something good, you know. Maybe they learned something, maybe not. You know, maybe they learned something, maybe they just wanted to stick around. Yeah. Like, that's how I see it. Like, electric guitars are like, it's like a projector. Like, if you want to have, like, an electric and acoustic guitar, that's like having a dual 8 projector. Like, it's good in theory. Like, it's good in theory. You know, it's everything you want, but it's going to lessen the quality of both of them, just slightly. So if you really want, like, max quality, like, honestly, in my opinion, if I were to start, like, electric guitars and stuff, I would start with that, and then after that, I would probably, I'd eventually switch over to either an electric guitar, an acoustic, or both, depending on, like, what space you have, what you prefer. Because, like, if I prefer an electric, just stick with the electric, you know. Stick with what, you know, works with you personally, you know, the best. Now, sadly, I cannot start a new collection of guitars. I already collect too many things, so I'm trying to limit the amount of things I collect, but, you know. A guitar is quite, you know. That's also what I like about technology in general, is like you can correlate different technologies together in a way that like makes sense, you know, because a lot of these things are designed with like the same quality in mind. Currently have 4 people in, as we are almost an hour 20 in. Need to stretch for a second. This board is so dirty and is being such a pain, but it is cleaning. It is coming off. Let's see, what are the top? Okay, those are the... Okay. I didn't realize that there was a setting to see your top fans. I actually find that quite interesting. So yeah, now in your opinion, what's the best brand of like electric guitar? Like what do you lean toward when it comes to either like a beginner or like an experienced person? I don't know how experienced you are, but I'm going to assume you're experienced. What's the right type of guitar for you? You know, maybe one day I'll do a live stream where I just show off some films, if that would be interesting for you, but there's a lot of rust on this board, just kind of in general here. Man, I'm just so surprised. I'm just so happy that so many people, you know, just even the ones that just flick by at least YouTube, you know, thought that they would enjoy this video. Moderately experienced? Yeah, I get that. you know, you don't want to say like you're super experienced, but you know, you don't want to say like, I'm a beginner too. Yeah. No, I'm sure you probably say moderately experienced, but I'm sure you're probably better than you say you are. How long have you been playing electric guitar for? Oh, great. Well, there goes something. Something just fell over. So nowadays, high quality instruments are built everywhere. Yeah, that's true. But, you know, that's really a good thing, you know. There's a lot of things that are made better now than what they used to be. You know, and I consider that, you know, record players, guitars, that kind of thing. But then there's a lot of things that are now worse than they were then, like film projectors, and that's why, you know, when it comes to collecting, like, film projectors and stuff, you have to buy the old stuff because they don't make new stuff anymore. Take a look. Fender and Gibson are very popular. Yeah, I've heard of Gibson before. Gibson guitars I've heard are quite good. Like when it comes to, like, old things, I do like, there was this old Pioneer record player that I used to have. It was sadly broken. The motor was dead. And I really wanted to fix it because I really wanted to replace the, like this one I have. I have an Audio Technica. And this one's really good. It's, you know, it's a mid-range record player, but still very nice. But I really wanted a vintage one. But something I just realized is that they're made better now. Yeah, since the mid-90s. Well, yeah, Gibson hasn't been around longer than that. I thought it'd been around a while. Which was the mid-90s. Which was yesterday, by the way. Yeah. Wish the mid-90s was yesterday. I don't know, the mid-90s. The mid-90s seemed like a fun time. Well, I don't know. Every time in history always seems like a fun time until you actually live in it. But, you know, that's what I love about collecting old things, too, is that you can make it seem like it's 1985 again. You know, you just get to use a computer and, you know, see what the people of the 80s had to deal with, not being able to make a spreadsheet. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this computer can make a spread. I don't know if this computer can make a spreadsheet, but... Oh, I mean the plane. Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood that. I thought you were trying to make a joke. I'm sorry. So what made you pick up guitars? Like, did you just like discover a love for guitars, or playing guitar since then? Oh, so you've been playing guitar since the mid-90s. Oh, okay. Well, then you must be better than you say. I'm pretty sure you're pretty good. Yeah, 30 years, wow. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. I don't want to make people feel old, you know. There was a thing called loaded. Yeah, I think I've heard of that before. Oh no, you never. I probably heard it somewhere and then probably forgot. Oh, Lotus was a spreadsheet software. Yeah, because sadly, you know, Google Gemini didn't work in '85. You know. I'm just messing around. Now this computer, I don't really have anything that really shows it, but there's a port on the back for dial-up internet. And I wonder if you could get like computer programs over dial-up internet. I mean, I'm sure it probably took a decade, but you never know. Did everything just come off floppy disks, or could you get things off dial-up internet? Was it fast enough? Fandom of Queen and the Beatles mostly, more or less the inspiration. Oh, dude, the Beatles. Yeah, you can never go wrong with the Beatles ever. Beatles are great. I have Beatles vinyl with me. Let's take a look. Yeah, sadly no Queen vinyls with me, right? I might have one actually, but I don't know where it is. Yeah, I have Meet the Beatles. I have Meet the Beatles. I have a few others. But yeah, I love listening to the Beatles. Beatles are definitely one of the greatest bands ever. The Beatles are definitely, a different, they definitely like changed a whole generation. Yeah, I mean, like, The Yellow Submarine, by the way, is definitely one of my favorite Beatles songs ever. Like, I don't know. Now that I say something, let me take a look. Yeah, there we go. Now that I think about it, The Yellow Submarine is definitely one of my favorite albums. It's Yellow Submarine and Abbey Road, I'm sure it's probably the plainest Beatles records probably out there. It's probably like the first one people always think of. Yeah. Change3 was a pioneer spreadsheet program that released for 1983 for MS-DOS. Oh, just DOS. Becoming the killer app that established the IBM PC in business. It integrated spreadsheet graphics and database. Well, learn something new every day. Featuring rapid performance, macros, and user-friendly menu navigation dominating the market until Microsoft Excel took off in the early 1990s. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I forgot Microsoft Excel was even a thing. Microsoft Excel was quite an interesting. Oh, it's interesting that I didn't think about that. Microsoft Excel. I've actually never used Microsoft Excel. That was so trippy. Yellow Submarine. Yeah. Yellow Submarine's definitely one of the greatest. But I feel like Yellow Submarine just kind of changed things just in general. Abbey Road was definitely, that album's a lot of fun. When you just wake up in the morning, you just gotta throw on Abbey Road, and that Abbey Road is definitely the album that helps you get through the day. My God. Cleaning this stuff is hard. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have a lot of Beatles records, like a lot of them. You know, there's definitely... The Beatles had a lot of albums. They were all just so good. We currently have 3 people. Hello. Hope your day is going just quite wonderfully. Power supply, Apple computer, 820008228, 1983. I don't know what that means. It might be like a date code or something. But might be a date code, might be something else. We are just at an hour and a half at the stream. You know, I've never had a stream this long before. My last stream was me fixing up an old Atari and an Atari Lynx. It's funny. I've met people who like grew up during the time of the Atari Lynx and they had no clue what it was. It was a very obsolete portable, to say the least. But I was down during that live. I was doing a screen replacement. I'm actually very happy to say that it went well, and the Atari Lynx is still running, and it's still playing very well. Except sadly, I haven't really been playing with it because the game library is quite bare. Paul is still touring. Paul's still going? God dang. I didn't think he was still going. I mean, how old is he now? Like 80? He has to be pretty old now. I don't know. My favorite artists Beatles are definitely high up there. Beatles are up there. Beatles are pretty high up. Beatles, Electro Light Orchestra, is definitely very high up there. Bruno Mars is very good. I like Bruno Mars a lot. And Weird Al Yankovic. Weird Al Yankovic is the funniest human on the face of the planet. I've seen him go live twice. And, yeah, Weird Al is just, he's one of my favorite people in the entire world. He's so funny and just so clever. Oh, I just got something. Hold on. But, yeah, anyway. The computer is actually coming along quite nicely, I do have to say. The rust is beginning to come off. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Paul McCartney. Yeah, Weird Al's great. Yeah, Paul McCartney's great, especially with Say 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 with Michael Jackson. Yeah, I forgot Michael Jackson, man. Michael Jackson, he's up there. He's got to be like at least number 2, or if not number 1. He's definitely like one of the greatest of all time. Obviously, you know I got Weird Al vinyls. You know I got Even Worse. One of my favorites, which I got a couple months ago, this was at a Japanese record store. There was a Weird Al Yankovic Japanese record. I absolutely love this record. I actually love it so much that I've never played it. I'm too scared to play it. I'm worried I'm going to damage it, so I just don't play it. But it's like my favorite record ever. In his biopic. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, the same guy. Hold on, Daniel Radcliffe. Isn't he from Harry Potter, I thought? Yeah, the Weird Al Yankovic story on Roku. Yeah, that was, that movie was quite weird. It was quite bizarre. You know, obviously, it's Weird Al, so it was a funny movie. The story did not make a lot of sense, but I don't think it was supposed to. But no, I did enjoy that movie. That movie was quite good. It's definitely a movie that only Weird Al would make, for sure. You know? No one would ever make a movie quite like Al. He's different. He's just a different guy. But, you know, he's amazing. I really wish I could meet Weird Al. He's just such a unique mind. Just love just to question him and just talk to him. Just spend a day with him. You know? Yeah, Harry Potter himself. Yeah, that's what I thought. I can't get that image, out of my head of just Harry Potter all of a sudden becomes Weird Al. It just doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up in my head. We're almost at 100 minutes. We're only at one viewer, sadly. Yeah, no, I've actually never watched a Harry Potter movie. We're down to 0. It's just me. Well, I assumed it was only so long before that happened. Well, I'm just. No. Oh well, 0 people. It's alright. It's alright, we just need to keep going, Eventually someone will join. I'm annoyed with myself. I shoved a fuse so far down there. Yeah, you know what? Whatever. Yeah, well. But, well, that's weird. It's weird. Oh. Whoops. It's weird that it says that you're here. My YouTube's saying that there's 0 people, which I find quite, bizarre. But anyway, that doesn't, that obviously doesn't matter. It's good to know that you guys are still here. Just cleaning up some resistors here. Yeah. No, I don't know. Maybe it's new people? I don't know. I'm still very new to YouTube lives, just like kind of in general. And I think it's just like how many new people are coming, which probably makes sense. But it's good to know that you're all still here and, it's very positive for me, yeah, to you know, to keep going. Yeah, it's weird. It says 0 people. You know, you said 0 people isn't true. And yeah, no, it isn't true. But then all of a sudden it jumps back up to 2. I think YouTube is just on a delay. Either on a delay or just straight up isn't working. But it doesn't matter as long as you guys share. But yeah, no, I've actually never seen a Harry Potter movie. But knowing that I was not really a huge fan of Star Wars, I'm sure I'm probably not going to be a huge fan of Harry Potter. I like Star Wars, but it's also just it's just I don't really like the story of Star Wars. I just don't like how the movies flow, with how George Lucas came back and redid everything. Not really a big fan of that. Just personally, it's just personal opinion stuff. But also I heard that Star Wars is going to be re-releasing in theaters with the original theatrical cuts, which I'm very excited about. I have to go. I will be back in 1 second. But yeah, I heard that was pretty interesting. Hello, YouTube. Not hungry, I know. Sorry, just had to check on something. But anyway. But I'm back here. Just happy that there's just at least there's 2 people who, just care. Just enjoy just talking, having some fun. I'm probably going to have to, let's retire. Nah, that's beyond fair, You don't have to stay with me, It's good to see you. You don't have to stay the whole time. I was probably going to cut off the stream, after a little bit more because I don't want to be live forever. But it's good just that you stopped by, and, maybe I'll catch you on the next one. Look at the link. Hold on. It's a pleasure meeting you as well. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. I'll see you maybe in the next one. With the computer, hopefully in like a week or so. Anyway. It's great meeting you again, and hopefully I cross paths with you again. Yeah, I get it. Hopefully I'll see you around. See you, my friend. But to everyone else who's still here, hello. Until the next one. But for everyone who's sticking around, hello. Just cleaning up an old Macintosh board, but sadly, I'm probably going to end it in about 15 minutes or so. Just because I've been cleaning this board for what feels like forever, and I worked so hard. Whew. I'm getting tired. Anyway. We're down to one person, which is okay. We have another person joining in. Hello. Hopefully everything is going well. Oh, now that I got rid of this rust, I can finally read the warning that they put on here. Warning, for continued protection, replace fuse with same type and rating. Well, the fuse isn't blown, so I don't think I need to change it. Well, anyway, I think I'm just going to end off the stream here. Because I realize cleaning this is going to be a lot more work than I thought. This thing is nasty. This computer board is quite nasty and not really like disgusting necessarily, but you know, just a little dirty. Needs a lot of work. Needs a lot of work just to be cleaned. You know, just do all that goody good stuff. Alright, I'm going to cut off the stream. It's good to see you all. Thank you for joining in. Hopefully, I can go live again soon. Alright, good to see you guys. Bye-bye.